Hello, baseball fans. This is Tim from Backfields Media with you. Starting a new series for eMLB. It is the eMLB Top 10 right now. We're basing this on the popular series that Real Life MLB Network has for each position. And we hope to be as thought provoking and as controversial as they are. You're seeing it for the first time on the Backfields Media YouTube channel. However, at some point soon, we are going to be migrating over to the eMLB Universe YouTube channel that many of you know and love. So look forward to that. But always feel free to like and subscribe, as the kids say. And we will take you right now to our top 10 starting pitchers in eMLB. So starting off with number 10 is a pitcher that we've known for some time and saw her in her peak this year, Etsuku Rune. She was the White Sox ace, led them to the World Series, and just had a phenomenal year. Third in the overall Cy Young Award voting. She's 17-4 with a 2.46 ERA in just her second year in the bigs. And the thing that made her so special this year was that the BABIP fell off of more than 50 points and just kind of took her to the next level. Her control was solid. The stamina that she showed, just shy of 7 innings per game, was a huge factor. The bullpen didn't get taxed, and she was one of the main reasons that the White Sox just had that miracle run last year. No doubt she's going to be a problem for many hitters for years to come. Left-handed, submarine ground ball pitcher with 3 pitches that are at least average and a couple that are elite. Well, not elite, but definitely very good, just shy of it. There's a lot to like here. This CCP has a little bit of room to grow. We'll see how she does as she continues on. But the White Sox have their ace here in number 10, Etsuku Rune. And now let's go to number 9. And that is Cy Young contender in the National League, Tori Allenson. Finished second, was 18-7, tied for first in wins. Also was tremendous all season long, had a 2.70 ERA, and had one of those starts that makes a player a legend. Got hurt in the playoffs, had a tender elbow, and it was just one of those things where it seemed like every sim St. Louis was losing somebody, and the arms were starting to fail rapidly. Allenson went out there in the final game, went 6 innings, 7 hits, only gave up 2 runs in what became a 3-2 win for the Cardinals, and was just phenomenal. And again, it's going to always be on the resume. We'll think of it fondly in terms of World Series highlights, unless you're a White Sox fan. But Allenson was just incredible. Has a elite fastball and a curve. The splitter, definitely going to get hitters out. Might be surprised that we've got 2 CCPs that finished this high in the Cy Young voting, finishing this low in our top 10. But, and I'm sure there'll be some controversy coming up in the next couple of picks, but it's a crowded field here. Tori Allenson is our number 9 pitcher in eMLB right now. And for number 8, we have Baltimore Orioles starting pitcher Greg Newland. This might be a surprise to some people. Newland is converted as a reliever. Did not set the world on fire, didn't win 20 games, but was a solid 10-9 with a 3.26. The impressive thing was just steady. phenomenal in that. 6 innings at least every game, kept Baltimore in it. The hits per 9, the home runs per 9 were under 1. The walks were low, and it offset, some struggles he may have had with control and whatnot. But Newland was very much a surprise coming through. And there were quite a few pitchers who tried to make the conversion from reliever to starter. Newland was probably not considered to be one of the top bets to do that, and yet he did. And this is not going to be somebody who's going to end up as a 5th starter for the rest of his career. This is someone who can eat a lot of innings, is going to be good for several years to come. He's right in his prime at age 27. So we look forward to seeing what Newland can do. Again, he's a fastball, curveball, maybe not as elite as Allenson just before him, but was able to just keep hitters off balance all season. And with another season under his belt, we think he's probably going to be even better going forward. So he is our first non-CCP. He comes in at number 8. Now here at number 7 is a pitcher that we have become very familiar with. He is San Francisco Giants pitcher Ethan Candela, E-Money. Tremendous, as you can see from his overall and potential. Not a surprise that he would make it on a top 10 list. Was 15-3. Got no Cy Young votes because 157 innings. He just barely missed qualifying. And with the advent of pitchers not going as deeply and larger rotations now, San Francisco rocks a 6-man rotation. Maybe at some point, Major League Baseball and eMLB will slightly adjust the qualifications for various awards and who qualifies. But Ethan is a top starter, no matter how you slice it. He's our second knuckleballer on this list. And for a knuckleballer, had an incredibly low walk rate, 3 significant out pitches, does not give up home runs. It's just that simple. He only gave up 5 last year. Just a phenomenal arm. Some think that the 6-man rotation kind of holds him back. But with injury history in the past and a desire to make San Francisco a little bit more durable and be able to react to the typical arm injuries that happen in all of baseball, the Giants have decided to go with that 6-man rotation. Can't argue with the results. And Ethan Candela, one of the ones you would count on for a pivotal winner-take-all type game, he'd be one of the ones you'd have to consider. He's our number 7 pitcher right now in eMLB. Number 6 is a familiar name also a CCP, big favorite of the CCP Festival, one of the first award winners, won the control competition all the way back in 2026. He is Seattle Mariners' Grumpy Old. We know him as a CCP, love him as a CCP, probably didn't think of him as an elite pitcher, and yet he is. 214 innings pitched. That was a career high for him. Struck out over 200. Kept the home run ball low, kept the walk rate low. Was what Seattle needed. Seattle is in the middle of a restructuring, trying to figure out, do we tear it all down or do we, start from here? And he just went out every 5th day and was reliable. Did his job, has a great fastball, curveball and sinker, right behind that, along with a changeup. And room to grow. He's only 24 years old. And to be this kind of high-quality player, wins and losses, this isn't your grandfather's top 10. We're not going to really harp on those too much. But he was really something in that lineup and kept them in it every time he pitched. Really great pitcher. Grumpy Old is our number 6 pitcher right now. I can't believe we're already halfway through. But let's move on. Number 5, told you we had a lot of knuckleballers here. He is Chicago Cubs favorite, Steve Rudy Randolph. He is a workhorse. It's the first thing that really pops up. He was the Cy Young Award winner in 2029. He won 22 games. He was a bit off of that last year. The Cubs in general were a little bit off of that stride, but he still led the league in innings pitched, and for the first time in his career, he led the league in strikeouts. Great pitches, elite pitches up and down the lineup, can stay in the game for a long time. And he too is 24 years old, and as you can see from his profile, he's got some room to grow. He can be even better than what he was right now. I don't doubt at all that Randolph is at some point going to win another Cy Young Award. I don't think that was a fluke. I think there are a lot of pieces with that Cubs team. I know they're struggling a little bit with the financial situation right now, but there's some great names there. They've done well for themselves, with Danny Smith. This is a team that's, they're not going to disappear. And Steve Randolph is going to be one of the reasons. He'll get the ball every 5th day. He'll be impressive. He's got a lot of innings pitched, so he's going to rack up the decisions. It's going to take a lot of wear and tear off the bullpen. He's a number 5 pitcher in eMLB right now. So let's go to number 4. And number 4 is the highest ranking non-CCP in our list. One of 2. This is Joel Machado, recently signed by the New York Yankees. He's 12-9 with a 2.34 ERA. Led the AL in starts last year with 34. Was a major part of why Houston has been so dominant in the last 4.5 seasons. Tremendous competitor. 4 really good pitches. The curveball could use some work, but he's sparing with that. And the slider is his best pitch. He's probably got the best slider in baseball right now. And he uses it to good effect. He struck out over 200 yet again this year. And the question now is, how is he going to manage the shift over to New York? I can kind of see him being expected to be like a CC Sabathia type, where he racks up a lot of innings, gets a lot of wins, and becomes like a dominant pitcher there. Does not have the leadership traits that maybe Sabathia had. However, he performs so well on the diamond that that's where the leadership comes from, is just his impact on the games. 28, he's one of the older pitchers on this list. That, we will see if he is one of these guys who matures well into his 30s and still can continue the workload. The Yankees think he can. He's going to be there through 2040, and we'll see if he brings some swagger back to the Big Apple there. Joel Machado is our number 4 right now pitcher in eMLB. And that leaves us with our top 3. You probably know who at least 2 of them are. You probably won't be surprised with this one, although Angie might be throwing stuff at the TV right now. Our number 3 pitcher in baseball right now is Corbin Coe. And you're like, wow, he just barely beat Allenson, but there's this huge gap. It's not a huge gap. The top 10 all felt like they were all that close. You could just jumble them up and throw the names down on it, and it'd probably be just as good an order. Coe won the National League Cy Young Award, 18-3, led the league with a 2.66 ERA, struck out over 200, pitched over 200, saying a lot of things about the same guys, and it's just that kind of finite difference there with him. The thing that really helps Co, you see that his walk rate has continually began to drop. Was at 3 a couple of years ago, now has it down to 2.3. And the strikeout rate is going in the other direction. It's going up, struck out 9.5 this year. He's incredible. Philly just relied on him constantly. He is successful. I know the CCP Festival doesn't count towards eMLB stats, but he continued on with that. He's going to be legendary with the hype machine that exists from Hebrew and the way that he pumps his players in the GM news. We have seen so much really good material about Corbin, and it's just going to keep on. And Crazy Coach, if you're watching, hi. Hope you're glad that you are this high. He is the number 3 pitcher in eMLB right now. Now, if you've been around eMLB for more than 20 minutes, you know these next 2 names. And this was a hard decision to make, but we're going on this year primarily and what was done and the remarkableness of it, where they stand. And number 2 is the LA Angels ace, Jandy Ronson. Ronson split time between 2 teams last year. He is a 3-time Cy Young Award winner at the age of 24. That just blows my mind. 15-11 combined this year with a 2.97 ERA. Struck out 219 batters. He's on his 3rd team in 2 years. But with as active as the CCPs are that have traded for and to him, San Francisco, Cincinnati, the Angels, these are active GMs in our community. I don't think it has anything to do with Ronson's performance. I think all 3 would love to still have him. But Tom does. And Tom has a decision to make, because if you look at the screen, he signed through 2031 and then he's due for free agency. And the question is, where would he go? Will Tom extend him? Will he be the next big free agent signing next year? There's a lot to see, but we'll find out. His slider, just a hair off of Machado's. Fastball right there with it. Curveball's a plus. He excels at everything. I mean, he's the number 2 pitcher in our list. He's going to excel. And he still has more experience and more room to grow. Personally, I think that when all is said and done, this is going to be a Cooperstown style pitcher for eMLB. I think he will go down as one of the greatest of all time in the 2.0 era. And just a tip of the cap to him. He just, every time he's got to start, it's appointment viewing or reading when he is pitching. He is our number 2 starter in eMLB. It's Jandy Ronson. And now we come to, as the graphic shows, the finest in the field. Our number 1, you probably know who this is. No surprises. It's Martin Bradford. The Houston Astros starter was 22-2 with a 1.97 ERA. To put that in perspective, our league averages 4.35 ERA as a league. So Bradford lapped the field with an under 2 ERA. Led the league in innings pitched, strikeouts, whip, K per 9, pitcher WAR, 4 elite pitches, and the 5th one is a plus. Dominant stuff, control close there. Does he give up a few home run balls? Yeah, a couple dozen a year. But again, does not kill. And he's, again, his ERA in the past 4 years has begun to dip. He's getting better and better. And okay, $60 million a year, but people come to see him. He's been on winning ball clubs. He's looking to get a world's championship, one of the greatest CCPs in the game right now and possibly forever. If Ronson is going to be an all-time great, Bradford certainly will be. As you can see, he's already got a row of medals up there. He is our number one pitcher in baseball right now, Martin Bradford. And there's our top 10 list. We had Itzoku Roon, Torrey Allenson, Greg Newland, Ethan Candela, Grumpy Old, Steve Randolph, Joel Machado, Corbin Coe, Jandy Ronson, and then Martin Bradford as our top 10. And maybe one of your favorites didn't make it. Maybe you think one of your guys is rated way too low. Maybe one of our top guys is rated way too high. What do you think? Post a comment in the Discord. Post comments here at this channel. Feel free. But by all means, communicate how you're feeling about it. We're going to do this for every position. Looking forward to creating this series because it's a lot of fun to put the names together. And thanks to the folks at Stat Plus for making the stat gathering a lot easier on somebody like me. Also, please follow the eMLB universe on Twitch. If you somehow stumbled across this and wonder what league we're even talking about, you owe it to yourself to come out to Twitch. It's an amazing community. The FKN Commish LB channel. It is the home of eMLB. It is the exclusive thing we do. And it is a phenomenal league. I found it a few years ago. Can't get enough. We have the official eMLB Universe YouTube that I want you to go to, like and subscribe if you haven't gone there. This is where this will ultimately be heading. And it's just an amazing league. I can't say enough. It just takes up a lot of my viewing time, and I'm excited. Hope you enjoyed this. Looking forward to seeing you in a couple of days with our next Relief Pitchers Top 10. Thank you so much. I'm Tim with Backfields Media. Hoping you have a great day and enjoy the rest of it.